All right, for once, I'd like you to forget the drama over that other Jeff that everyone's talking about. Focus on this Jeff that now everyone is very envious about and over, because Jeff Bezos, for a while today, the world's richest man. I say for a while because in this topsy-turvy market, Mr. Softy still edges him out, although for a brief time today, the Amazon kingpin had a higher net worth than did the Microsoft founder Bill Gates. But by day's end, Bill Gates delivered the lethal blow. Not so fast, Jeff. All right. That's what we call an exciting open. Speaking of exciting, FBN's Connell McShane on what happened. Connell.
Well done, Neil. Yeah, it was kind of an interesting day, a fun story to watch. We're here at the NASDAQ market site in Times Square where the Amazon stock price trades, and that's what this is all about, the stock price. When it was running up, and it has been running up for some time, Mr. Bezos was able to pass Mr. Gates. And take a look at a chart of Amazon from the beginning of this year until now. It's up about 40%. I mean, it's really been on a tear, has Amazon. But for some perspective, if you took $1,000 back when Amazon first started trading publicly here at the NASDAQ more than 20 years ago in 1997, $1,000, put it in Amazon. That $1,000 today would be worth around $530,000. That tells you the type of run it's been for Amazon and why Mr. Bezos is such a rich man. But you're right, it turned around midday. The stock started moving lower. Mr. Gates taking over again. But when that headline crossed everywhere today that we had a new richest man in the world, we took to the streets here in New York and we started talking to some people about it. Of course, you run into all kinds of people here in New York, all around the United States, as far away as Hawaii. But for some other countries as well, Israel and India and Scotland and England, you name it, and we met up with them today. They had one thing in common. They all knew Amazon. They all used Amazon. Well, as for Mr. Bezos, you'll see. We had a little bit of fun.
Do you know who that is?
On the left, no.
What about the right?
Bill Gates?
This is Bill Gates. Okay. Who doesn't know him?
And who's the other guy?
The other guy, I'm not sure.
Well, that's Bill Gates. The other gentleman...
Bezos?
Bezos. He's got it.
It's Bill Gates. It's Jeff Bezos.
Do you know who this is?
Dean Caputo.
Close. Who has the most money of these three people?
I would say him.
Why? What is it about him?
Well, he looks a little younger. He just looks successful.
Jeff. He just passed Bill Gates.
What do you think of that?
I think Amazon's taking over the world.
That's the guy I love him on the weekend show on Fox. It's not Brett Bayer.
Do you like Caputo?
Nah, I don't know.
I kind of feel the same way.
Good.
He's all right, right?
Yeah. So you see, we learned a lot, Neil, in talking about Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates, and, of course, the great Dean Caputo. So with that, back to you. I'm sure you're glad you assigned me this story, by the way.
Thank you, Carl, very, very much. All right, Connell McShane. All right, in the meantime, and Connell really touched on it. You know the company, you know the brand, but a lot of people don't know the guy. Now, over these many, many years that he has had Amazon, I've been always intrigued by Jeff Bezos and how he was building this fortune, including long before the time it was anything like the fortune it is today. Let's go back in time with the man who is now on the verge of becoming the world's richest.
We've gotten efficient enough that we can really drive prices very low, and that's a big part of what's driving our growth today.
Do you use your site to shop?
In fact, some people would accuse me of having a kind of an addiction. So yeah, I've got boxes coming every day. Every stitch of clothing I'm wearing right now was purchased from our new apparel store, including my Eddie Bauer underwear, my Hanes T-shirt, my Nordstrom
shirt. We don't need to know all of this.
Yeah.
Your stock is still up 7- or 8-fold from the lows, and all, but people do remember the 100+ days.
That's right. We've gone from $1.50 3.5 years ago to 10 today. But the problem is we went via 100.
I know. people remember that via 100 part.
Yes, they do.
A lot of people, Jeff, are just giving up hope that you'll get back to those levels. What do you say to them?
Well, what I say to those folks is we are not focused on trying to predict our stock price at any moment in time. So we don't know whether we'll be back to 100 or when or if or how it's going to work out in that regard. What we do know is that we are well on our way to building a darn good company.
All right, Jeff Bezos, over the years, you could see the appreciable advance, certainly in the stock. He has 80 million shares of Amazon stock, so you do the math. When it runs up, and it's run up a lot, just this year he made about $24 billion on that stock, on top of the roughly $20 billion he made last year. But you could see in that point back in 2001, the stock had gotten as high as 100, fell to under $10 a share, and a lot of people were singing his death, including this doubting reporter. The fact of the matter was that it just went up and up and up from there amid so many in the analyst community that said this was going nowhere fast. But he stuck to that vision. Keep in mind, it was 22 years ago, long before he went public, that he was shipping books out of his garage and couldn't find enough people to help him out. So he promised them all sorts of incentives. You know, maybe I'll give you a stake in my company. Very few took him up on the offer. Imagine if they had. As Connell pointed out, they'd be gazillionaires. The ones who did are, including Jeff Bezos.